Hello, it's 4 News O'Clock on Whole News Nigeria. I am Opeyemi Olubemi. Here are the headlines for today. Sudan crisis turning into catastrophe. French police face up with anarchists. As the Sudan war escalates further, the United Nations humanitarian coordinator in the country, Abdul Dieng, on Monday, May 1, warned that the humanitarian crisis in the country was turning into a full-blown catastrophe and that the risk of spillover into neighboring countries was worrisome.
As you know, it has been more than 2 weeks of devastating fighting in Sudan, a conflict that is turning Sudan's humanitarian crisis into a full-blown catastrophe. Even before the current crisis, 1/3 of Sudan's population, nearly 16 million people, already needed humanitarian aid. Some 3.7 million people were already internally displaced people, mostly in Darfur. The regional spillover effect of the crisis is of a serious concern.
Dieng added that civilians were taking refuge in parts of Sudan less affected by fighting or fleeing to neighboring countries. Speaking from the city of Port Sudan on the Red Sea coast, he said that according to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 of the lives lost so far as a result of the conflict could have been saved had there been better access to medical help. Many health facilities have been forced to close, while those that are still operating face challenges, including shortages of medical supplies and blood stocks. Dieng blamed both sides in the conflict for the breakdown of order and the deteriorating humanitarian situation in the country. Hundreds of people have been killed and thousands wounded over 16 days of battles since disputes between the Sudanese army and the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) erupted into conflict on April 15. Fighting erupted in the capital, Khartoum, more than 2 weeks ago between troops loyal to Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the head of Sudan's regular army, and his former deputy, Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, who commands the Rapid Support Forces, a heavily armed militia previously aligned with the army. The two generals seized power from a joint military-civilian transitional authority in a 2021 coup 2 years after the country embarked on a shift to democracy following the overthrow of authoritarian President Omar al-Bashir after months of public protest. In other news, there was tension in France on Monday during May Day rallies as anarchists clashed with police during union-led protests against French President Emmanuel Macron's controversial pension reform. According to reports, about 200 people were arrested as hundreds of thousands trooped to the streets in protest after Emmanuel Macron in April raised the retirement age by 2 years to 64, despite widespread and multi-sector strikes.
Ce nouveau pacte de la vie au travail sera construit dans les semaines et les mois qui viennent par le dialogue social et les accords très concrets au niveau national, mais aussi au plus près du terrain, que les organisations syndicales et patronales seront trouvés. Plus largement, c'est par la réindustrialisation que nous retrouverons notre force et que nous créerons des emplois mieux payés.
The reform, which Macron says is necessary to protect the health of the pension budget, will be implemented gradually starting on September 1st. Trade unions had called for a big May Day turnout as they attempt to force a U-turn by Macron's government, which forced his pension law through without a final vote in the National Assembly. Opinion polls show a substantial majority of French people oppose the higher retirement age, and many workers say an out-of-touch Macron is indifferent to their daily hardships. And that's it on today's news. For more updates, kindly follow us on all social media platforms displayed on the screen. I am Opeyemi Olubemi. Do have a great evening.